Michael, it sure is good to come to the show tonight.
Yeah, it's great to have you.
Thank you very much. Let's talk a little bit about how you started this company before we get into tonight's show, and then talk about what's coming up.
Sure. Yeah. So the company itself, Play With Your Food, was actually started by a couple friends of mine, Laura and Marie Robitaille, and it's supposed to have been probably just over 20 years now. They started Play With Your Food. It used to be done over at the Anchor restaurant, and it's not called the Anchor anymore, but the restaurant's still there. But that's where they had their first shows, and then they brought it over here to our location, and they kept it for quite a while. But they were growing older, and they wanted to do things. They wanted to go travel and things, and running a theater takes a lot of time. So they announced that they were going to close it down, and then I happened to be, involved in their last show that they were doing.
Okay.
And at the end, they asked if I wanted the theater, and I was just like, no, I don't. I mean, I didn't know how to tell them that, but I was like, I don't want it. It's like, that's a lot of work. Just taking on a theater and just being asked like that. Hey, would you like to run the theater from now on? We're stepping out. But talking over with some of my friends, they were like, what a incredible opportunity. Like, who gets offered that? And I thought about it like that, and I was like, well, yeah, it's kind of hard to turn down. So I've been running it for about the last 10 years, maybe 11, 12. Having COVID, that we lost a whole year there, so that throws me off.
Well, a person with your resume and your pedigree, being offered a theater seems like playing right into your wheelhouse. Tell us a little bit about your theatrical training and your history in the arts.
I mean, you kind of learn just by doing it. And oddly enough, as much as I love theater now, I used to never be able to get a part. I was so shy. And when I was in college, they called me Quiet Mike because I never said anything. I was too shy. I didn't actually want to be on stage, but I loved the theater atmosphere. I would have been happy just sweeping the set after the show was done and just being able to hang out in the place where the magic happens. But going on stage terrified me. And then, as time went by, more and more, I was like, I do want to go on stage. I want to give it a shot. And I don't know. I just started auditioning in shows and things like that, and I've been doing it ever since, as much as I can.
Where did you start doing the auditions and the shows?
Well, I went over. I kind of screwed myself over with being Quiet Mike, and I couldn't. Nobody was going to cast Quiet Mike, so I left town, and I went to Redlands, and I started at Lifehouse Theater. And I had some friends tell me, hey, there's this place over here, and they do all original plays, and you should come check it out. And I was like, oh, okay, why not? And nobody knew me over there, and so I just went and I just gave the most outlandish audition I could. And they started casting me, and I just started going back. And the thing is, they were doing original shows, and I'd never seen anything like this. Like, they were writing the shows, and they were performing the shows, and nobody had ever seen these scripts before. And sometimes, the show was coming up, it would be just a few weeks away, and the script wasn't done, and these new pages were coming in, and we were memorizing lines, and a new page would come out, and people would huddle around it. What do we need? Costumes. Looks like we're going to need some lights. Here, you do this, you do that. And people were literally sleeping in the theater like that. I went in, they had a mattress, and the tech crew was like, yeah, when all the actors leave, then the tech crew comes in at nighttime, and then we take naps there if we have to. But it was like round the clock. Things were busy,
Well,
and I'm like, this atmosphere is crazy. I love it.
That's really invigorating. Yeah. But you had to have some improv training. You had to have some things from your college classes, from your drama studying that helped you be able to do that clever, witty improv that fast.
It gives you a good foundation, and you get to the college classes, forces you to work with other people, and I needed that because I was Quiet Mike. I never would have volunteered for any of that on my own, and so that gives you a good foundation. And then when you leave and you go audition, you just learn by doing it. It's so different from, especially when you're performing in front of a live audience. In class you get an A, you get a B. In this one, the audience grades you, or you read in the paper whether you did a good job or not, and the critics come, and so the stakes are higher.
But doing original work as you're finishing the script and the character development has to happen very fast.
It's hard, and it's very scary. And I remember the first time we did an original show here. It was called Bad Medicine, and I remember opening night. It was right here on the stage, and I was sweating it. It was not because it was hot. I was so nervous. I was so scared that this crowd wasn't going to like it. That they were going to pay good money for a ticket, and that they were going to come in and be disappointed. And I do take that seriously. I mean, I sit there and think, like, what is the audience really going to like? And I respect the fact so much that the audience comes out and supports us. And in return, it's like we have to give everything that we can back. It's like we have to give them a night that they can't experience elsewhere.
You certainly deliver that.
Thank you.
So 10 years, doing how many shows a year?
Well, and that's what makes it convenient for Play With Your Food, is we typically only do 3. And it's like, okay, I can handle just three shows a year. We do a show in October, and we do a show in January, and we do another show in March, and then we got a few months off. And we kind of used to do that because the building itself, back when Laura and Marie used to run it and everything, it didn't really have air conditioning. And so the idea of doing a show in the warmer months, it gets really hot in this room. Now, since then, they've got, a lot of great air conditioners put in and things like that. The room can stay cool, but that was just kind of the schedule that was set up. And then sometimes we'll do some special shows that like are non-dinner shows. Like we've done stand-up comedy shows here. We've done like folk music sing-alongs and things like
Very
that.
nice.
And, we do some other stuff too.
Now, how long did it take you to write this particular play?
A few months.
Okay, that's pretty amazing.
I remember the first cast that we had, though. They came in and we had to start rehearsing. It was right after our October show, and I got the cast together. And you really get a cast that just trusted me, probably more than they should, because the script wasn't done, and I didn't even have names for all the characters.
How many plays have you written?
Probably between 20 and 25.
Have any of them gone anywhere? Have you entered some awards, won some film festivals, recognition?
Well, there's several of them that have been picked up by publishers, and you can go Hoyer Publishing. Their hitplays.com is their website, and you can go to theirs and their website, and a couple of our scripts are available there.
That's fantastic.
And then there's some other ones that are actually licensed through Lifehouse Theater, like they hold the rights for them over there. But a lot of those are educational theater programs, and a lot of them the scripts are able to be done all over the world.
But you must have a lot of pride in the fact that you write and do the rewrites, and by the time you start and finish, and then get it published, that's just an amazing accomplishment, right?
It is.
I know you're humble, but
It's-
to get it published, that's a big deal. A lot of people can write a play, but it's hard to get it actually picked up and published by a publishing house.
It's cool to know that somebody else sees value in what you're doing, and I owe so much to the cast that just comes out and will be part of an original show, because you never know. I mean, it could be horrible, and yet they're willing to put in their time and their effort, and this cast right here, we got people that drive from out of town. Some of them are driving an hour each way to be here and
to work with you.
Yeah, and
that's another big accomplishment that you have. That people like to work with you, learn from you, study from you, because you are quite the cachet in Riverside County, right?
I don't know, but
well, okay. Tell us, to prove my question's true. Tell us about the other places that you've been a major part of their productions. I know you mentioned the Ramona Hillside Playhouse.
Yeah,
I've seen you up there many times.
Yeah, love that place.
Now Redlands. Now Play With Your Food, your own company.
Yes.
Any other places that we should hear about?
I think those are the main three.
The main three.
Done a little bit of my good friend Nathan Prince. He runs Legendary Productions, and they're in. They perform at YPAC over in Yucaipa, the Yucaipa Performing Arts Center, and he and I we did a theater podcast for a while. You could
Nice.
look that up. It's called The Upstaging Gentleman. We haven't done an episode in a while, but we would just get together and talk about theater. I talk about doing theater out here, and he'd talk about it out there. And we always talk about the problems we have, and just like oh, what was the scariest moment for you? We just kind of compare notes, and we were just sitting around in my jacuzzi one night, and we were having these conversations. We're like, oh, we should podcast it. There should just be a microphone and do it. But he does great shows out there, and we work together sometimes.
And it's called
Legendary Productions.
And the podcast is called
The Upstaging Gentleman.
The Upstaging Gentleman, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know in acting we don't want to upstage our fellow actors.
That's right.
So what is coming next year? You mentioned something coming down the pipe.
Yeah, so we just announced our March show that's coming up, and it's called Send Me No Flowers. And we usually like to do a classic show, and that'll be it. And there was a movie with Rock Hudson and Doris Day,
You mentioned
and it's a classic, and it's really kind of a funny romantic comedy, and so we like at least once a season to do one of those.
Now, what's your favorite? I've seen you do melodramas. I've seen you do dramas. I've seen you do comedy. I've seen you do acting where there's so much slapstick and movements and entrances and exits, a lot of blocking. What turns you on?
Fear, I think, mainly because I don't know. I think there is a point to it, and I always enjoyed any type of theater, and I like storytelling. I've always liked storytelling, being able to tell a good story. But at this point, I mean, it's just constant performing, and so sometimes, you often hear people talk about the butterflies in your stomach that you get, and sometimes you do it enough, those butterflies go away, and it's like I miss the butterflies. And so if there's an opportunity to come up that's like something I haven't tried before, something that's challenging, something that's like so out of my element that people are like, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't try that. But I heard somebody say a quote to me, like one of my friends. He says, a good artist knows his limits and he stays within those limits, but a great artist knows his limits and he goes beyond them. And sometimes you go beyond them and you just crash, but at least you've tried and you've experimented. And I like to try, I mean, you mentioned like all those different genres and things, and sometimes it's just fun to try something that I'm not good at and just work really, really, really hard and try to develop that skill.
Well, it shows because you play your craft very well. You practice your craft very well. And I've heard everybody in the county talk about how much they love working with you, an opportunity to work with Michael Tennant, and they get very excited because you do have like I said, that cachet, that presence in the valley that, oh man, that's the guy.
Everyone in the valley said that?
If you could, well, everyone that's in the theater game, okay? All right. So anyway, it's been a pleasure to see you on your set. You've got to build the sets, you've got to write the plays, you've got to have the rehearsals. I mean, no wonder it's a big project, and you deserve the satisfaction of full houses to come and see what you have created, which is a little different than just buying a couple of scripts from Sam French and putting on a play that you may have been already proficient with.
Yeah, and I'd like to just invite everybody out and check Play With Your Food out. And we always just say, come hang out with us here. We're just always, I don't know, it's just like a family. Like that always sounds so cliche when people say that, it's like a family. I can't believe I use that expression. But like with our opening night crowd, I always know who's going to be in the opening night crowd because the same people come back every single time.
Well, the comments in the audience were just proving that how much they feel a part of you and how comfortable they feel with you. There's no stiffness at all about coming here and seeing you. You give off that vibe.
I just want to make a fun place. I want storytelling and magic to be here, and would love to bring in new artists and people that just want to contribute and make some magic of their own. That's what I try to do. I just try to assemble a good group of people that have fun together, and we can all push our limits together.
Well, your cast tonight was great, and the public really enjoys watching you stretch yourself and bring us new heights no matter what genre or what type of show it is, and to know that you created some of them, to see some of your original work, that's an extra turn on, because most of the people that love theater and like to go to plays, they seldom get a chance to see somebody perform a work that they wrote. To meet a playwright and to watch him put on a show, that's a real thrill.
Thank you.
And the whole town thanks you for that.
Absolutely.
All right, see you again.
We'll see you next time.
Okay.
All right.